Okay, so Díobh, chuna stáisiú go léir tásúla an bhúlteamh go maith. You're very, very welcome and much appreciated, Rose, for the opportunity to chat about my business, or our newly formed business. So my name is Pádraig O'Hiernan, or Pádraig Hernan, and I'm from Inishmore in the Aran Islands. I'm a native to Inishmore. But I suppose the first thing I'd like to kind of get you to show to you is kind of or the screen in front of you, what you have on the screen in front of you. So it's kind of, we set up a business just last year in the middle of the global pandemic, believe it or not, but it wasn't such a great idea. But anyway, we plow ahead. So we have this kind of a off the beaten track experience, private experiences. We have kind of a slow tourism experiences on Inishmore. It's just a new venture, and again, I just kind of a little bit about ourselves. And there we are, myself and Angus, my brother. So we're both of us are brothers involved in this, Angus and myself. We started off in the tourism industry. Oh God, about 16 and 14 respectively. I was about 14 years of age. That's quite a while ago now, to be honest with you. We follow the family tradition of being a jarvey, i.e. bringing tourists around Inishmore on a horse and trap at the time as we started. Then it transferred to it translated itself to a horse and carriage lately. So just myself, we're both, Angus and I are both teachers. Angus is a teacher in Inishmore. I'm a teacher in Galway due to just the lack of jobs, I suppose. But I'm an Irish on a physical education, and I'm also a history teacher. So it's a kind of this business suits us down to the ground in the sense of a summer. Okay, so just I suppose the screen in front of you now is I'm sure most, if not all, probably in Ireland, certainly in Ireland, recognize this particular place. It's the World UNESCO World Heritage Site of Dunangasa. Now, many people, or most people who go to Inishmore kind of go to Dunangas now. They tend to be day trippers to the vast majority. And they go to Dunangas, and look, it's exceptional. It's absolutely a must-see for anybody to come to Inishmore. It certainly is a must-see. But we Angus and I are of the opinion that there's a lot more to be seen on Inishmore than just this iconic Dunangas. While it is amazing and it's stunning, I think we believe there's a lot more to be seen on Inishmore as well. So just again, so I suppose what we do in the sense of what we do here at the moment, we provide a completely new visitor experience in Inishmore. Okay, so we provide small personalized route experiences of Inishmore. Now we go completely off the beaten track. Okay, we are the only tour vehicle that can access these roads, these little by roads and borings on Inishmore, to visit the hidden gems of Inishmore. Okay, now these hidden gems are kind of hard to access, and we take the geography of Inishmore. We say there's 3 roads on it. We say there's the coastal road, and there's the main road. But those 2 roads are quite easy to access. They're tarred, and they're all for tourism or vehicular activity. However, the road we do take is the high road. It's known locally as on the island as Boro Yas, which is the high road. Now it's called the high road because it is just, the scenery is just amazing. It is just stunning, and literally it's completely off the beaten track to any other vehicular tour operator or tour vehicle on Inishmore. It's just the scenery we kind of take. It's obviously, you can see it there on the right hand side. It's not hard, and it's a slow journey, but the scenery is just amazing. Okay, and we pop out every now and again to take advantage of the scenery because you're on such an elevated plateau. Again, we completely believe in the concept of slow tourism. Okay, now again, many people who come to Inishmore kind of come for a day, and it's quite rushed. It's quite a rushed experience, maybe possibly. However, we completely believe in just to slow things down and come and give a different, I suppose, a different experience, a different experience of your visit to Inishmore, or of a visit to Inishmore. Now, how do we do that? Well, we do that mainly through going off the beaten track in our Jeep here. You can see our Jeep in front of you there on the screen. So it's an 11-seater customized Land Rover Defender Jeep. It's a unique vehicle. They're very, very rare. They're certainly in Ireland. It's the only one on Inishmore that can access these roads. Okay, and we have 2, just for the time that's in it with COVID-19. We are COVID compliant in the sense that we have cabins of a 7-seat and a 4-seat, and we don't kind of mix bubbles or families or groups that tend to come to us, because we safety and the well-being of everybody who comes with us is absolutely paramount to us. Okay, and of course there is incredible scenery, like I said before, and we do tend to pop out and pop out, stop, take a pictures, get out, explain a bit. So it's quite personalized and it's quite informative tour as well. Okay, so but again, we do this through our vehicle, which is quite unique. Okay, now again, why do we do this again? And I suppose Angus and I, we had this vision maybe going back a number of years now, in the sense because we've been involved in tourism in Inchmore, like I said, my God, since I was 14. There was a different era back then, it was a different time. But why do we set up this company? Because we believe in the concept of slow tourism. Okay, we believe that we certainly want people coming back, to repeat customers, whether they be repeat customers to us or indeed repeat customers to Inchmore. We certainly believe in that, and we're very, very passionate about our island. I mean, we both grew up there, and it's an incredible, to my mind, it's the most incredible place in the world. It just has a unique aura about it. And again, we're very, very much on this. We want to create different visitor experiences in Inchmore. So like we want to create memories for visitors that come to Inchmore. But also, it's very important to us to create a more sustainable form of tourism for Inchmore into the future. Okay, because what has worked in the past may not necessarily work in the future. So we just see kind of a maybe moving a bit of tourism ahead, and maybe experiences that this is the way to go. Okay, so that's the idea of why do we do what we do. Okay, now in terms of our experiences, we do have 4 separate experiences. Okay, we have a general experience, and then we have 2 premium experiences. So just our first experience will be the day experience now. So just to give you a rough idea of what kind of tends to happen here, we can pick customers off the ferry. They can be a pre-arranged point, normally off the ferry. We tend to take them off the beaten track up to the Boro Yas. We tend to pop out 2 or 3 different places, and then we can go to Paul na Beish. Now, certainly the Paul na Beish is the image here. Now, Paul na Beish is just a natural phenomenon. It's just incredible on Inchmore. It's made famous, of course, by the Red Bull cliff diving venue in 2012, 14, and again in 17. It's just a natural phenomenon. Now, we believe certainly that to come to Inchmore and not to visit these type of places, you're just missing a little bit of a trick. Now it can be quite difficult to access, in the sense that can be quite a bit of a longer walk over maybe roughish terrain. We due to our unique circumstance on the island, we can actually bring you on a shorter journey through literally a 12 to 13 minute walk to this particular area. We're fully guided, so your safety is absolutely paramount to us. But to go to Inchmore, not to travel to here, I think people are missing a bit of a trick. Okay, just in terms of getting a bite to eat on Inchmore, so included in our experience is a complimentary cup of tea and a bottle of water at Dunangusa. And again, it's Paddy's Ice Cream Parlour. Again, my brother is the proprietor of Paddy's Ice Cream Parlour. He runs that. So again, Angus, we can have a link there. You can also get pre-made to order crepes and waffles at Paddy's Ice Cream Parlour. And again, we certainly, anybody who travels with us, they don't need to tend to wait in line. We can have that organised, or indeed, once we know these, and if we know these, we can have a kind of a picnic to go. Or indeed, if you arrive on the island relatively early-ish and you have a bit of time to start past before we start our experience, we can have a continental takeaway breakfast ready for you as well. So just something like that we can actually, and of course, all of these, once we know these, we can make these. Once you know this information, we can certainly arrange these. Again, just on our evening experience, again, a major part of our vision would be to make sure people kind of stay on the island, and maybe have something to do in the afternoons. And this is a part then on the other side of the island that people don't really tend to go to, because it's completely off the beaten track. So this is, we kind of go to Dundahar, and we go to Temple Binghams on your right hand side there. So again, it's probably again, we go there in the evening time, give or take around maybe about the 4, maybe the 5 o'clock mark, 6 o'clock mark, depending on, again, all of this can be tailored to suit our clients or our visitors. So our evening experience. Now we have another experience, which is we're delighted to launch this. Okay, it's a sunset experience. Now again, you can be picked up and dropped off at your accommodation, and you can enjoy the peace and tranquility of the island. And of course, we can personalize this experience to make it more memorable. We can have champagne and blanc and so on, just to make it more memorable and indeed more immersive for our clients. Okay, and also we have the private experience. Now in this experience, we can create truly bespoke luxury travel experiences for you. And again, these itineraries are co-created with you. So if you were to come to Inchmore and to say, well, I'm not really sure where I want to go, what I want to do, but I'd like to see the island. We can create this itinerary with you, and we can book us out for the day. It's flexible. We go wherever you, as our client, as our customers, wishes to go to. So again, that certainly is an element that can be done. And again, this would be slow. It'd be at your pace. We're really important to us that you enjoy it, and you really get the essence of Inishmore. Okay. And again, just here's our contact details again. Just a word on our website. We're about maybe 4 days from launching our website, so that will be the website, but we're just about 4 days from launching it. Unfortunately, COVID and so on put a bit of a delay on it, but that's us. That's kind of the experience that we kind of operate, and I'd love any questions. If anybody has any questions or queries at the moment, you can contact us on the email. There's the phone. You can have a look at Instagram, or indeed there's our contact details. Like I said, the website will be live in about maybe 4 days time, I'm sure. So if you have any questions, I'd be delighted to answer any questions if you may have.
Thanks, Pádraig. You can stop sharing the screen there for a minute and we'll see everybody. Anyone got any questions for Pádraig? You can unmute yourself or put up your hand or pop the question in the chat box. Sorry, Dara, I see you there with your hand up.
Hi, Pádraig. Look, it looks really good. It's something I've heard about kind of in the grapevine about it, so it's exciting to see the pictures and tours that you have. Typically, how long would a tour last?
So again, if cheers, Dara, thanks very much. So if you're talking about the morning tour, you're talking about typically in and around the 4 hours, okay? Because by the time we take the off the beaten journey, off the beaten track, you're talking about walking to Doonangle to Palma Base. You're talking about between the jigs and the rails about 4 hours of a morning experience, okay? And again, that includes also an hour at Doonangles, for an hour and a half at Doonangles, where you can actually walk up to the cliffs and take your time there and have a bite to eat and so on. Or even an experience would be in and around maybe the two hours. Again, these are kind of flexible in the sense that we go with the timelines or our clients. And we don't tend to rush people, because it's important to us that they kind of really experience the island in all its splendor.
Thanks, Pádraig. Anna here said, thank you very much for your presentation. It's all very exciting. And she wants to know, how many vehicles do you have?
Currently, we just have the one. Would you believe it? We were the bones of 2 years sourcing this vehicle. We just have the one at the moment. But we delayed on purchasing again because of COVID. We just with the restrictions at the moment, it's all up in the air. But currently we have it's a 12-seater capability, 12 seats. But at the moment it's cabins of 4 and cabins of 7, cabin of 4 and 7, because of social distancing, the policy that we operate.
And she also wants to know, can the guests drive the vehicle?
No, that is not included. No, it's a good idea, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, not at the moment. No.
Not currently.
Not
You're
currently.
only just starting out. This is a really brand new product for the Aran Islands and for Galway indeed. So as you said, like, sourcing the vehicles is really difficult. Yeah. I mean, you'll know yourselves from looking from for clients, it can be hard to get the off-roading experience in some parts of country. Yes, Anna, yeah, you'll be asked that question. She's saying, yeah, clients want to do the self-drive experience as well, but on this one, they'll just get to relax and be taken into places that they just can't get with any other vehicle, and even walking could take hours, and you don't want that. So another question here, do you also arrange the accommodation for clients?
Yeah, we can. That's something certainly we could be looking into. Yeah, if it's an accommodation arranged, we could certainly be looking into that as well. Absolutely.
There is a hotel on
Absolutely,
Inishmore.
there's a hotel, and there's quite a lot. It's glamping as well. The pods we have there, Aran glamping. There's also quite a number of B&B. So if it's the case of accommodation, absolutely get in touch, and we can certainly look into that, and to look into any element of your organized tour or organizing tour that you wish to do. So yeah, absolutely.
Sounds great. Wish you all the best with it. Very exciting. Leona Henry here wants to know, she might have missed it, but how much are the tours? Do we have any costings at the moment?
Costings, yeah, our costings will be literally going live at a website in about 4 days time. So if you just keep an eye on the website, and all those for the different experiences, they'll be going up there. If that's okay, just about 4 days time, they'll be live, I'm assured.
Perfect, Pádraig. And I'll share Pádraig's contact details and obviously his presentation on the website. I'll send you the link to that anyway later today or tomorrow, so you can just have his web address there and check back in a few days.
Thank you.
It's that new and exciting, Park. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, guys.
Anyone else there just before we finish with Park and move on to Ciara? Nope. Okay. Thanks, Park. We'll let you get back to class there. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.
So Ciara, you might just share your screen. So just welcoming Ciara here from Killary Adventure and Killary Lodge.
Morning, everybody. Hi, so I'm here today to give you a run through of what we offer here at Killary Adventure Company. So we are an adventure experience company that offers people the opportunity to try different adventure activities. So the overreaching arm is Killary Adventure Company, but we also run Gale Force Events, which runs a series of adventure races around Ireland.
Sorry, Ciara, sorry to disturb you. Just in case, are you sharing your screen? We just can't see anything at the moment.
Sorry, yeah, I was. Give me 1 second. You see that now?
Not yet. Might take a minute.
Sorry. Apologies. Can you see that now?
Not yet. You press the green button to share screen.
Yeah. Try that again.
Yeah, looks like something's happening there now. We can, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Ciara.
Apologies, everybody. So as I said, I'm just from Killary Adventure Company, and we are an adventure experience company based out in Leanan in County Galway. We also run Gale Force Events and Connemara Adventure Tours, which is an inbound self-guided walking and cycling tour operator. And then we also have the Killary Lodge. So today I'm going to be talking just through what we offer at Killary Adventure Company, and I'll touch on the lodge later. So about us, this is where we are located. So we're about 1 hour and 15 minutes from Galway City, on the stunning Killary Fjord. So we're surrounded on all sides by mountains. So the Mam-Turk mountain range and the 12 Bends. We're actually a family-owned business. So my parents set up the business 40 years ago, and now myself and my brother work in the business. And this will be our, as I said, 40th year. So we have Killary Adventure Centre, which is our adventure centre, which is located looking right down the fjord. That is our view, and it's a hostel style accommodation. It's fully catered, and we actually did a refurbishment of all of our communal areas in 2020. We opened it all up just before the pandemic hit. And then we also do all of our activities on site, and in 2020 we did a kind of a new meet and greet area extension to our pier to make getting on and off the boats for the activities we offer easier, and we have new change rooms coming online for 2021. So as I said, we have 20 adventure activities and they're all available on site. So the mountain that you can see just on your screen there is Muilray. It's the highest mountain in Connacht, and it is on the northern side of the Killary Fjord. So you're looking straight out to Inishturk, and after that, the next stop is America. This just gives a map of our site, just to kind of give you an idea of everything. So our adventure centre is at the top, and then all of our activities, as I said, take place on site. So once clients come here and park up, then they don't have to go anywhere else to take part in any of the activities. That they all available on site here. So we run activities for daily activities for people who are coming to the area to Connemara or to Galway just on their holidays, so you can book in as individuals and groups. We also do daily summer camps, family days out, and we would do a lot of work with incentive groups and corporate groups. So I suppose one of the biggest things is that everything with us must be pre-booked, because it's quite a bespoke and different experience, and therefore it all has to be pre-booked before arrival. And we can accommodate large groups, so some of the activities do have smaller, capacity on them, but what we normally do with bigger groups is that we would run a multiple of different activities, and people could come and try different ones throughout the day. So some of our water-based activities are, we have giant stand-up paddleboards, we do Ringo rides, which are the big inflatable rings that you can see in the top picture there, wakeboarding, water skiing, you can go kayaking on the Killary fjord, and then we have a couple of new activity options that I'm going to talk to you through now. So the minimum age that we would do is 8. Our activities normally run from 10 till 1 and 2 till 5 daily. However, for any groups, we would always have flexible start and finish times. So for example, if there was a corporate group or an incentive group who were coming out and they wanted to start at 9 and finish at 12, that's absolutely no problem. We provide all of the equipment that you might need. So, nobody needs to bring anything except for clothes to wear on the activity. Our group size is normally 8 to 10, depending on the activity, and we have 1 instructor per group. And if we run a selection of activities, we can take large groups. So one of the experiences that we do is we do a speedboat transfer to the Famine Trail. So the Famine Trail is a beautiful walk that follows the contours of the Killary fjord. It's 10 kilometers and it goes from Rossrow, which is right at the end of the fjord, all the way back to our location here. So we do a 20-minute boat transfer. So people can either start the walk with us and end up at the Rossrow Pier at the end of the fjord and we'll collect them, or they can do it the opposite way around where we'll drop them off and you can walk back. And on the 20-minute transfer, you'll pass the aquaculture that's in Killary Fjord. So there's lots of mussel farms, there's a fish farm, and you'll get to see, I suppose, a really different experience of trying going out on the fjord and experiencing it from the water. And we can have a capacity of 16, or we do, if there's larger groups, we can get in another boat and increase our capacity up to nearly 50. It is a self-guided walk. However, if groups need it, we can organise a guide, no problem. And at the end of the walk, the Killary sheep farm is there. So for groups who might want it, that we can also include an experience there where you can see turf cutting, you can feed baby lambs, see sheepdog displays at the sheep farm also. So it's available in June, July and August. We do have guaranteed departures Monday, Wednesday, Thursday and Saturday, but for groups or anything outside of that, we can do that, no problem. That can just be organised in advance. Another experience that we have is the sunset boat trip and mackerel fishing. So in June, July and August, the sun sets in the very end of the fjord, right in the middle of the mountains. It's a really stunning experience, and we can do a 2-hour boat trip with our guide, and you will go all the way to the mouth of the fjord. You learn about the history of the area, again visit the aquaculture, and we will bring fishing lines so that everyone can try their hand at fishing. And normally we would catch mackerel and pollock in the fjord at that time of year, but it's not guaranteed. So it's normally a 7 p.m. departure in June, July and August, and it can be organised outside of this, depending in September or May if that's needed. So we do also a lot of land-based activities. So we have the high ropes course, which is activities at height. We do the climbing and abseiling tower, archery, bushcraft. We do clay pigeon shooting for people who are maybe not looking for quite so much high octane adventure. And then in 2021, we do have bike hire available because of COVID. Our tour business is quiet, so we do have those there. And the information in terms of minimum age and times is similar. So it's a minimum age of 8 and the activities run 10 till 1 or 2 till 5 daily. So one of the ones that we do is, you can see Burma Bridge at the top there. It's a 40-meter rope suspension bridge that people can do. So you'll meet your instructor, get kitted out in all the safety equipment, harnesses, helmets, everything like that. You'll get brief kind of safety instruction, and everybody heads off and across the bridge. And we also have the high ropes and the giant swing. These are great for groups because they have lots of different elements on them. So if you had a group of 50 or 100 people who are coming to on a tour, or we're doing a conference at a hotel, and you wanted to get them out and into the countryside, and I suppose a really different experience of getting up into the treetops in a really spectacular location, we can have lots of different elements of the activities running, and they can come and try them as part of an afternoon. We also have the Killary Coastal Park on site. So we built a 2-kilometer walking trail a couple of years ago. It's free to the public, and there's a car park there, and the Misunderstood Heron food truck, which is an award-winning food truck and was named one of the 100 best food trucks in the world by Lowly Planet. They're located on site there, and there's art installations along the walk. So as you can see, there's a 3-meter by 2-meter oak frame which looks right down the fjord, and it's that Instagram moment. And then we also have a chainsaw carving by a Limerick artist of the prow of a Viking ship, and then there's information boards along the walk about the flora, fauna, topography and geography of the fjord. Sustainability is a huge part of what we do, and I suppose has become more and more prevalent as the years go on. And so all of our heating and hot water in the centre here would be provided by a biomass boiler or bio-LPG. We have a 4-kilowatt wind turbine on site. We also have on-site recycling. All of our food is composted and then used in the gardens. We use an electric buggy to go between the buildings, and we've won awards in the past for the different things that we have done in sustainability, and really trying to reduce the impact of our business on the local area, because it's central to everything that we do. In 2018, we built the Killary Lodge. So it's a private country lodge located on our 180-acre site here. So it's surrounded by native woodland, and it is a 6,000 square meter building. So it has a capacity of 36, and it's really great for private and smaller groups who are looking to get away from it all and really get out into the rural Ireland and experience the quiet, peaceful surroundings that we have here. We have meeting and conference room with for the groups who are looking to try something a bit different. All of the adventure activities that we offer are available also. And the Misunderstood Heron do catering there, and they can do breakfast, lunch and dinner. So we have 10 bedrooms with flexible capacity. They're all en suite, and they're each individually designed, and the design was a huge part of the building of the lodge. And as I said, the conference room meeting facilities are there, and we can have 36 sitting down for meetings, and there's an interactive whiteboard and projector and everything there. And we can fit 40 comfortably for dining in our dining room. That's it. If you would like any more information about what we do, you can visit KillaryAdventure.com, or you can contact our bookings office, or my details there if anybody wants to contact me directly.
Thank you, Ciara. Fantastic presentation. There's so much in that. So much to do. Congratulations, 40 years in business. Really well done to you. Yeah, I've visited the lodge myself. It's beautiful, and it's a stunning location there as well. From memory, I think it's like a no-tech zone. You've got no TVs or distractions. There is Wi-Fi, obviously, for the meeting side of things. But
yeah, so there's no television. We've got a couple of outdoor fire pits where you can, they watch the sunset over the fjord from the lodge. I suppose it's really about disconnecting to reconnect. But as you say, we have really good Wi-Fi, so it's perfect for meetings and everything. But you kind of really get to focus in on spending time as a team or as a group when you're out there.
Yeah, so brilliant location, very topical at the moment. Any groups or corporates looking for the wellness break or to connect with nature, it's a great location to do that
I
in,
think
and then
becoming more, yeah, more and more kind of as COVID happens and people are working from home and remotely and really not getting to, you know, work in an office as part of a team, that coming away to somewhere like the lodge is going to become more and more important to really gel everyone together.
very good. Anyone want to ask here anything there? Just pop your hand up or unmute yourself, or pop a question in the chat box.
Obviously very informative.
You put too much in, Ciara. I should have left some stuff out. I know it's great. I don't have many people visited that part of Connemara, even the drive out. Again, like all the drives out there, they're absolutely stunning. So just, I suppose, as part of your program and your journeying out there, to allow that time, you know, to make those stops along the way and the time to get the pictures, because it is beautiful. And the fjord, it's the largest or the only one in Ireland. Sorry, my geography isn't great.
Yeah,
it's the only one.
Yeah, it's the only one in Ireland. So it really is spectacular, because the mountains just rise up from the sea, you know, either side of you. So it's a really beautiful place. As I say, when you're sitting here looking out the window, it's like watching a moving picture, because you can get 4 seasons in one day, and the landscape completely changes as the sun comes out, the rain happens, there's some hail showers, it's a little bit windy, and that can all be within a 20-minute period.
Yeah, and the variety of, you've got your hard adventure, you've got your soft adventure, you know, you've got the private lodge, and you know, that real connection with nature. And the famine walk is a fantastic idea, because it's a little village that you have there at the edge of the fjord, isn't it, from famine times?
Yeah, you can pass, there's some old ruins, there's lots of old lazy beds that you can see, and on both sides of the fjord there's a lot of kind of history around the famine that's there, and it's, you know, it's very hard to get right down and close to the edge of the water here, and so it's a beautiful walk, and you know, it's not too hard terrain, so it's, you know, it's really accessible by lots and lots of different people.
And your sunset boat trip, you know, with the fishing, could, if they're lucky enough to catch one, as you said, there's no guarantee, of course, but they could cook that fish themselves back at the lodge, or
absolutely,
on a barbecue, or at the fire pit there is beautiful.
Yeah, we do have a lot of, you know, we have a lot of groups who stay at the lodge who do it, and they bring everything home and cook it up that evening.
Yeah, just a question here from Anna. She said your presentation looks magical. Where would you feed a corporate group of 50 people after doing the activities? What are the options with you?
So, I mean, we do have the lodge, so it has 40 in the dining room, but we also have the event space, so we can cater for larger groups, or if it was a very large group, we do have the adventure centre, which has a newly refurbished dining room, and that can seat up to 100 people up there, and it's got beautiful views over the fjord, so it really sits up high and looks straight down to the mouth of the fjord, so it's a stunning location as well.
Mm-hmm. With the lodge, would the kitchen have the capacity to serve food if you were to utilize both the dining room and the meeting room at the same time, like for?
Yeah, so I mean, we've had larger groups before where the Misunderstood Heron, maybe they would do kind of an asado or a barbecue where they would have a whole lamb on a spit. So that's a whole part of the experience where they would be outside cooking that, and would do maybe something like a buffet meal. And we've actually just added an outdoor seating area during COVID lockdown, number 3 project. So there is kind of cooking and seating space outside as well that's covered if the weather is slightly inclement.
Great idea, very unique. Anybody else got anything there for Ciara? No. Okay, just Monica there said lovely presentation, Ciara, thank you. So just check the chat box afterwards. Okay, so lastly, we're just going to invite, thanks Ciara, thank you so much. We're going to invite Elaine Donoghue here from Be It Innovator Campus. So this is very unique, guys, and Elaine was telling me earlier, this is the first presentation she has done. So you are hearing everything new here, hot off the press. A really great addition to Galway from a food tourism perspective. So Elaine, we're going to hand it over to you now.
Hi, good morning everyone. Great to have the opportunity to present the Be Innovator Campus. I'm the General Manager of the campus, and we are currently under construction. So we hope to, there's 4 buildings on campus, we hope to take them over by the end of the year, so hopefully by November. So really we're kicking off for 2022. And I'll just take you through, I suppose, some of the information on us just at the minute. So our location, I think, is probably one of the best you can get as regards access. We are 2 minutes from the Athenry junction on the M6 motorway. So we're very close to the connection of where the Limerick-Tune motorway meets the Galway-Dublin motorway. So all very easy of access. We're about 25 minutes in Galway city centre. 45 minutes in Shannon Airport and 2 hours in Dublin, but I suppose it's very accessible. I suppose if you're have a group or whatever, they're on the way to Galway or on the way to Dublin or in any direction really along the Wild Atlantic Way, that we're very easily accessible off the motorway. I've just included some of our founders down below, so you can have a look at those. But this is what the campus looks like, and I suppose it's a centre for food excellence in the west of Ireland, and it's very much a regional project. So not just Galway, it represents, I suppose, everywhere from Mayo down to Clare, and the food community that is. So today I'm going to focus on Bia Blas, which is the food tourism element, but I'm just going to give you a snapshot of what's in the rest of the campus. So the building at the front there, the 2-storey one, that's our learning development, our experience centre. Just behind it, there's a kind of low-lying building that's our co-working space. So an awful lot of food producers will come and produce food here and maybe book for a half day, full day. And then over at the back of the site, you'll see 2 buildings, and they're for producers that have their own first production unit and are growing, you know. So there's 12 units there where we'll actually have food producers on site producing food, regional, local food. So look, today I'm going to focus on Bia Blas, which is the front of house, and just take you through our intentions for that. We've quite a large site, there's lots of ample parking, 2 bus drop-off points, so very easy of access for anyone, groups coming in, small or large. So just to give you an idea of the layout, so this is, sorry, I'll just move 1 second. So you'll see, you come in, there's a welcome area, and then we can break down groups into all different types of sizes. So on the top right there, you'll see a showcase room, a tasting room, where we can have products on display. We can have a group here of probably 10, max 15 standing, just tasting different products, maybe getting presentations from a producer, or, you know, oyster shucking, whatever the theme might be or whatever might be suitable for the group. We also then have a 60-seater auditorium. So this is our largest space, and for that auditorium we can run a range of events, from audiovisual presentations to, we can have 2 chefs cooking at the same time, and I suppose just this can break out then, if we need to, into a 48-seater breakout space, and that opens up down into the 8-seater space at the bottom. So that can be used as an overflow for, we'll say, if you wanted lunch to run at the same time as a conference. And we have an audiovisual wall of 9 screens in that breakout space. So we could have a conference where breakout or lunch is served next door, or we could run different groups at the same time. And depending on the group size, I suppose we can take anything from 10 on a kind of premium experience up to, I mean, you know, 60 comfortably. And then if we need to go beyond 60, you're really rotating the group or breaking them down as much as you can. So look, welcome zone, restrooms, our bus set down parking, I suppose food options, everything from, you know, snacks, goodie bags, breakfast to lunches required, definitely more buffet style, or is how we would see it. Upstairs then, we have a 16-station culinary training space, so state-of-the-art. So this whole facility will be brand new. So each of the 16 stations will have their own sink, hob, cooking area, and their own dedicated oven, and obviously there's a demo area for that as well. So again, when you're talking about larger groups, breaking them down, you could have you know, 60 in the auditorium, 20 in the culinary training, 20 having a tasting experience, meeting the producer. So there is quite a lot of flexibility with this, and we haven't tied ourselves down to any particular experience. So the real concept is, you know, learn, taste and experience. It can be hands-on or hands-off depending on the group size or the interest level. And again, you'll see with the range of spaces that we have, that we can, you know, take larger groups and break them down, or take the smaller group for a bespoke experience. So this is just a few visuals of the auditorium, just to give you an idea. And again, state-of-the-art equipment on that. We'll also be able to record. So for example, if you wanted them to have a morning experience on Irish food, cooking demonstrations, that could be recorded and sent out afterwards. This is just our tasting and showcase room. So again, space for display, for tasting. So ideally we'd be talking here about bringing in a producer, so they get to actually meet the producer in person, hear their story, you know, understand the food product, taste it, and again, whatever combination. This is just a mock-up of the audiovisual room. So again, a 9-screen wall. This room can also be used as a breakout space, so for serving lunch or snacks or whatever is needed. And then there's just a snapshot of what we envisage upstairs to be like with our 16-station culinary room. So really this is everything and anything around food and what a group might like to experience. And again, across, you know, we will focus initially on an awful lot of the local food products. So the Friendly Farmers just down the road, there's gluten-free, the Foods of Athenry, oysters locally as well. There's an awful lot within the Galway region, but also more regionally that we can link up, but definitely the focus would always be on Irish food. So just, I just gave some, we have no specific experience detailed, but just to give you an idea, so there could be just a 1-hour experience, so meet the maker and just taste, an audiovisual video and cookery demonstration. That will be very much hands-off. 2-hour experiences then, so meet the maker and then make it yourself, focusing with food producers, cookery demonstration, make it yourself, a morning or afternoon of Irish food demonstrations and lunch. Then we can go up to 3-hour or longer, so sausage making, seafood experience in our seafood skilled kitchen, a morning of Irish baking, an afternoon of Irish seafood in our culinary space. So again, all very flexible, and our intention really would be for the start of next year to have some laid out experiences, but we're also very open to curating something as well on demand. And then look, just to think about also the larger corporate group, so 100 person group, you could potentially have, you know, breakout for session 1, break the group down. Session 2, you could have 60 in the auditorium, you could have standing lunch, and then you could also go out in the afternoon and have an on-farm producer experience. So we will start initially when we open the facility with in-house, just to make sure everything runs really well. And then gradually we'll expand that regionally as much as we can to, I suppose, support the food tourism within the region. So I hope that gives you an idea of, you know, what we're about. You know, we're very flexible in what we do. I suppose we're trying to make our facilities as flexible as we can and to be able to cater for as many group types as possible, but very much special interest in food, or just a taste of Irish culture really, because food is central to that. That's my presentation for today. I've just included my email address if anyone wants to get in contact, or you can get my details through Rose as well. But yeah, happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Elaine. Fantastic presentation, and so very exciting, not just for Galway, but west of Ireland and Ireland indeed. This initiative is amazing, especially with our weather situation at the moment, you know, to have this option of another indoor offering with such a size of a group, and then, you know, in the good weather you can mix it with the outdoor and go to an actual farm, which is fantastic. I take it that if someone wants to do that, it can be arranged through your campus, that going to meet the producer.
Yeah, now initially we'll have, you know, we'll set out maybe 5 to 6 standard experiences that you just book, but if anyone wants, you know, to tailor it, there's no problem with that either, you know.
Yeah, so you would hope to be able to, you're taking the building this year, and then next year you would be we could actually visit it, then you'd be open. Yeah,
we'll be hoping to get our photography done by the end of the year, so we're really hoping to have the buildings in our hands in November. And have a number of months just to ourselves to, I suppose, commission and test everything and to get our photography done officially. Obviously, it's all very conceptual at the minute, but I would hope that we'd be able to offer some sort of a pick and mix menu as well, that you could say, okay, I want this, I want this catering or this snack here at this point, and very much that's set out, so you just pick whatever you want from the menu as such.
Yeah. Location is fantastic, so anyone coming from Dublin to the west of Ireland, like, it's if you're familiar with Galway at all, you know the exit for Athenry, and you're just in, is it in the Teagasc? Near Teagasc you are? Exactly, yeah.
Close campus, yeah. So there's a number, yeah, it's there's an operational sheep farm there as well, that they run as well. So look, there's lots of opportunity. I suppose it's to make a start, and we've invested so heavily in the facilities and getting them to a really good standard and to really give that West of Ireland food experience, so authentic experience and authentic story as well. So I think, you know, food has definitely become really important to people and understanding culture through food. So great opportunity to really, if you like to roll up your sleeves, great. And if you don't, to just stand back and learn and, you know, taste or whatever you feel comfortable with. So there'll be people at all different levels.
Anyone got any questions for Elaine there, Aisling? Do you want to unmute yourself, Aisling?
I did have a question, but it was answered. It was about the opening date. I have because I actually have a group coming in January, fingers crossed, who knows, but it would be very suitable for this, a smaller group. But do you expect to be open by January, Elaine?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll send you an email about that.
Great.
There you go, your first piece of business today. Well done. Anybody else?
Hi, sorry, Kathleen here.
Kathleen.
Hi, Elaine. That's just amazing. It's just very, very exciting. I've been involved in Food on the Edge for the last 5 or 6 years, and I'm sure JP would be very, very excited about all this. And, you know, food has just come on in such leap and bounds, you know, from even when we started Food on the Edge or when JP started Food on the Edge. So I think it's very exciting, and I think it will be brilliant. Your max in your auditorium is 60, is it?
Yeah, it's probably on the small side for Food on the Edge now. It's got so big.
Oh, no, it shouldn't. Yeah. Sorry, you know, Food on the Edge would be obviously a lot bigger, you know, but still there'd be breakout stuff. So I'm sure that he could work on, you know, obviously it's not my call there, but you know, I'm sure there would be great opportunity even with Food on the Edge, but there are plenty of other groups and other exciting stuff that loves food experiences.
Yeah. Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you, Kathleen. Anybody else want to ask Elaine anything or any ideas? Because she's open to any ideas for any groups that you've come across that might work with the centre. It's great to be able to do the cookery demonstration there at 16 stations. You think, would you fit, like they look big enough from the drawing, you could actually put 2, you know, working together, could you?
Yeah, you could. Now we'll obviously have to test that out in space time, but yeah, and like for the demonstration, the auditorium 2 chefs can cook at the one time there. So, you know, if you want the hands-on, 16 at the minute, but yeah, there is potential, I think, to probably expand that. But I wouldn't like to promise that until we see it in the flesh, you know what I mean, and actually work it out. But yeah, there's just a lot of potential, and it's very much, you know, sometimes people like to get really involved and they like to make brown bread themselves, you know, cook it themselves, whether it be a seafood chowder, whatever it might be. And I think just those experiences aren't available as much. So it'll be good to get people in, and again, they'll meet a lot of our food producers on site, so it'll be the real authentic experience.
Excellent. Just Monica here is saying, thank you, Elaine. Very exciting and interesting project, and that it is. So I'll be keeping in touch with Elaine, and once, you know, we get near the opening date and have the offering and everything down, I'll communicate that with you guys. You can sign up to our newsletter on our website as well if you're not there already. Did anyone else want to ask anything just before we wrap up there? No more questions. You're all very quiet today. Must have been the bank holiday weekend. A bit tired, I'd say. So listen, thank you so much for joining us again. Our 3rd session. We'll be back again next week at 11 o'clock. I will send you the links once I have the recording and the presentations up online, and you can always send a question in advance as well. So it's great to have you all here, and thank you for joining us, and I'll see you again next Tuesday. Thank you, Elaine, and all our speakers. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.